Itong mini trial issue, I'll go back to the basic premise. Impeachment in the lower chamber is supposed to be determination of probable cause. And in determining probable cause, hanggang saan ba dapat pwede o ano yung kapangyarihan ng isang komite, ng Justice Committee, to look into witnesses, testimonies, evidence, and so on?
Well, una sa lahat, dapat itigil na po nung defense panel ng atin pong pangalawang pangulo yung pagpapalusot, no? Kasi obvious ho talaga na ayaw ho talaga nila magpakita sa House Committee on Justice, no? Yung sinasabi nila na unconstitutional daw dahil mini trial daw ho yung pagkakabanggit, no, ng ilan po sa mga miyembro ng komite. Hindi naman po yun yung committee position eh. Ginagamit lang po yun para ipaliwanag sa mga kababayan ho natin yung pong pagkakaiba no hearing proper, clarificatory hearing that we have today, and yung pong full-blown trial at the level of the Senate. No? So, never po yung naging bahagi ng rules no ng ating pong komite. Kasi ano ba yung nakalagay sa Constitution, nakalagay sa rules, ang nakalagay po doon, there will be a hearing on in the Constitution and in the impeachment rules po of Congress. No? At bahagi po ng mga hearing, yung pong receipt ng evidence at yung pagkakaroon po ng oportunidad sa mga membro po ng committee na magkaroon po ng mga clarificatory questions, direct and cross-examination ng lahat po ng mga witnesses tsaka resource persons.
When you say...
Pero ang issue, Congressman, ang sabi, ang evidence daw na yon has to be presented by the complainant. Hindi daw pwedeng yung investigador ang magkukuha ng evidence as you are doing by issuing subpoenas for the SALN, for example. Yun din yata ang takbo ng argumento ni Rufus Rodriguez. Na hindi pwedeng kayo ang magtawag ng ebidensya.
Hindi yung totoo. There's nothing that prevents the committee from undertaking and issuing subpoenas, no, on any and all relevant documents that had been mentioned in the complaints, no. So, yung pong SALN, that has been mentioned in the complaint. Yung pong lahat relating to Mr. Madriaga, COA reports, congressional record, all of those had been mentioned in the complaint. So, ibig sabihin, lahat po ng mga accessory and other relevant documents na nabanggit po doon, katulad ng tax records, bank records, AMLAC records, fair game po lahat yun. Pwede yung isubpoena ng committee yun. Kasi nga, it will basically clarify all of the allegations against an impeachable officer. So, tingin ko, there is no basis for anyone to actually object. And there's no basis for the defense panel and the Vice President to label the committee proceedings as unconstitutional because like what we had stated earlier, we are not conducting a trial. We are conducting a hearing within the Constitution and within the House impeachment rules.
Congressman, we heard that there was no motion today raised to subpoena the financial records nga. Is there still a plan to?
I think it's something that can be undertaken at a future time. Pero alam po niyo, marami na ho kasing mga initial documents po na pinapasubpoena. So kasama po dyan yung ITR nung mag-asawang Duterte Carpio. Yung pong ITR, VAT payments, basta everything within BIR na submissions po ng mag-asawa at ng kanila pong mga kumpanya. Pangalawa, yung SALNs, no, nasubpoena na po yun. At yung po mga SEC records. May mga audited financial statements po kasi na basically magpapaliwanag or hindi magpapaliwanag nung po nga paglobo ng ng yaman ng pangalawang pangulo from 2007 to 2024, which is basically from 7 million to 88 million in 07 and 2024 respectively.
So to clarify, nasubpoena na yung ITR, SALN, and the SEC records, and the only thing missing are the bank records?
Bank records.
Tama po. I think we would want to focus in the next hearing po on these particular details muna kasi I think masyado marami na rin po yung mga kasi even without the bank records, kung for example makita ho natin sa ITR payments, VAT payments na maliit lang ho yung ibinabayad ng mag-asawang Carpio at ng mga negosyo po nila at saka yung professional income po nila, makikita na ho natin doon immediately na hindi ho talaga magbabangga yung po nga kanyang cumulative salary and other lawful income, which is supposedly iluluwal po ng mga negosyo at ng kanila po professions bilang mga abogado. Pagka hindi ho magbangga yun, even with the SEC records, audited financial statements, and ITR payments, talaga maipapakita ho talaga doon kung explainable or unexplainable yung pong paglobo ng yaman ng pangalawang Pangulo from 2007 to 2024.
The SEC records pertain to their businesses?
Opo, yung pong mga SEC records po, yan po yung mga nailista
Oh.
ng mga negosyo sa 2024 SALN. So,
Okay.
kasama po dyan yung GIS, yung General Information Sheet, and yung pong required na audited financial
Oo.
statements na ipinapasa po every year nito pong mga nababanggit na kumpanya.
Is there any complication ba, sir, in trying to subpoena, for example, the bank records? I ask that kasi, if you get bank records kasi, it's not just gonna be a smoking gun, if at all, it will be a smoking cannon, di ba? More than, for example, SALNs and BIR filings. Kasi people can misdeclare sa BIR, but your bank records are your bank records. So is there any complication there? That's why you seem to be putting that in the back burner first.
Wala naman. I think mas mahalaga po na makita muna natin yung mga government submitted, no? Submitted to government na mga records po na mag-asawang Carpio at ng kanila po mga kumpanya. So, which is why we're focusing on the BIR submissions, on the Ombudsman, SALNs, no? And yung pong mga SEC record. Kasi sila ho talaga may hawak noon, no? Ibig sabihin, gobyerno po yung kausap, no? Mga ahensya po ng gobyerno ang kausap dito.
So in a way, they're setting the predicate bago yung mga major, ang tawag mo? Smoking cannon.
Kan talaga. Hindi. I mean, the point is that they have to determine probable cause on every charge kasi. And I guess if sufficient na yung SALN, saka ITR, saka SEC documents, then what Congressman Ridon is saying, maybe there's no need to subpoena the bank documents? Or no? Or you still are gonna ask for it?
Kaya mo nga hinihingi yung kwan eh.
Kasi yung
SALN eh.
Oo.
Para buksan mo yung bank accounts eh.
Hindi, ang totoo naman po, kung basta masapatan ho kami halimbawa doon sa pagpapaliwanag or hindi pagkakapaliwanag nung pong 50 million gap ng cumulative salary at ng net worth in 2024. Kung masapatan na ho kami doon sa ITR and audited financial statements ng mga kumpanya at ng law practice, hindi na kailangan po yung bank records. No?
Yeah.
Pero kung it is something that can still be undertaken at a future time. But to be clear, yung po impeachment cases, kasama po yan doon sa mga exceptions ng bank secrecy law. No? So, it is not because we did not want to subpoena it now, no? But it was more of we wanted to focus po more on yung pong mga sinabit sa pamahalaan
But you can
na mga records.
But you can also imagine that they will challenge that.
Yeah. Because that's only been tested in the Senate trial eh. It's never been tested, I think,
Yeah.
in the lower chamber
And
yet.
kung ngayon pa lang sinasabi nila na unconstitutional, they might say, well, that's not what the law allows for. Dapat Senate, sa
Tsaka-
Senate trial mismo.
Tsaka kung sino
Yeah.
yung magpapaliwanag, hindi naman sila dadalo. So,
Ano
di ba?
po? Hindi. Sa lahat ng mga ito, ang magpapaliwanag po niyan ay BIR, SEC, at for example, para doon sa mga bank records, if these are subpoenaed, yung pong AMLAC at yung pong mga bangko, we will not require the Vice President to explain it. No? Hindi naman sila kailangan sila po yung pagpaliwanag dahil meron pong mga records po nito, hindi lang po ang pangalawang Pangulo, kundi yung pong mga banking institutions at mga ahensya po ng gobyerno.
Hindi, I mean na
yun
magpapaliwanag
normal
doon sa
lang.
SALN
Kasi,
nila.
oh.
Yung mga documents na yon na magiging basis kung ire-request nyo na buksan yung mga bangko. Kanino kayo hihingi ng paliwanag? Halimbawa doon sa SALN nila.
Ang magpapaliwanag ng SALN, syempre yung ombudsman. Ano? Ibig sabihin, they will provide the truth na these are actually the SALNs. No? Ibig sabihin, yun naman ang evidentiary value po ng mga ahensya that these ITRs are the actual ITRs of the Vice President. So, ibig sabihin, if there is a showing, for example, na merong underpayment, correct payment, or overpayment, they will have to state it for the record. No? So, ganun din yung sa SEC, no? They will explain na ito yung estado ng kanilang pinansya at kung ito yung estado ng kanilang pinansya, halimbawa, 1 billion pala yung kinita ng mga kumpanya, edi maipapaliwanag po kung bakit umabot ng 88 million yung pong net worth at 2024. Pero we had the computations already. Ang minimum requirement over the course of 17 years is around 200 to 400 million in revenue of this other lawful income para mailuwal po yung at least 50 million in additional net worth. No? So, yan po yung makikita ho natin from all of the documents that we had subpoenaed.
Ano yung lusot dyan, Congressman? What if there are donations that were never declared?
Yung pong donations dapat nagbabayad po ng buwis eh. Diba may donor's tax?
Well, as
Yung
we
So, ibig sabihin-
donor.
pero as we saw in the case of yung donor yung nagbabayad, number
Yeah,
one.
yung
and,
donor ang magbabayad.
and pangalawa, as we saw in the case of Senator Marcoleta, that's not always followed.
Kapag before the campaign, pwede.
We will see no when we get po to that point. Pero tingin ko naman ho, basta naman makita ho natin yung mga dokumento at without judging what we will see there, di ba? Kasi pwede naman ho talagang may papaliwanag naman pala, no? Yung pong kanilang yaman. Hindi there is nothing to proceed on from there, di ba? 400 million pala yung revenue nila over the course of 17 years. So, there's nothing more to discuss on the SALN issue. Pero, for example, pagka lugi pala yung kumpanya, mga kumpanya, mababa lang yung kita, magkakaroon po ng problema talaga ron.
Kung susundan natin yung argument nila na dapat yung complainant na nag-provide yung mga ebidensyang yan or else ang Senate na magtatawag ng ebidensya. Gaano kadali for a complainant, for example, na humingi sa BIR ng ganyang mga record, na sasabihin mo, magpapile ako ng impeachment complaint, I need these records of this official, Vice President siya na, remember. Madali ba yon? Or
Well,
are they required, is the BIR required to issue kapag sinabi ng magpapile ako ng complaint na impeachment I need these records.
No, which is why nga po, talagang yung pong mga bodies na meron pong compulsory processes, no? Yung pong fitting na mag-request at mag-issue po ng orders relating to this. Kasi nga kung ordinary mamamayan ka lang, kahit ikaw pa yung talagang merong paniniwala na merong mga problema yung mga matataas na opisyal, merong mga privacy reasons, no? For government to not disclose these particular details, no? So talagang nakaasa po sa mga opisina na may compulsory process like the Congress and the Senate acting as their roles in the impeachment process.
So ang question na lang ngayon, kung sakasakali, which I think Congresswoman Luistro is expecting, kung it's a challenge, kung ilalabas ngayon o sa Senate, yung mga hinihingi niyong mga dokumento.
Well, I think the government agencies are duty bound to respect po the subpoenas, no? So, it's just a question of whether the submissions actually exist or it does not exist. Hindi ba? Kasi yan po yung inaasahan namin na pwedeng magiging paliwanag na lang po ng mga ahensya po na ito. So, we will see po as soon as we get to that point.
How about the banks, Congressman? Talaga bang hanggang saan yung kanilang obligasyon na i-produce yung mga bank accounts na yan?
I think naman pagka the subpoena is asked and issued, the banks and the AMLC are duty bound to follow po the subpoenas, no? Kasi very clear naman po from the bank secrecy law na impeachment cases are among the exceptions po sa Bank Secrecy Act, no? So I think when the subpoena is issued, they will have to comply din on the matter, no? So antayin na lang ho natin kung talagang very relevant naman na po yung bank records. I think the subpoena for it will be requested by the members of the committee.
Ano yung indicative schedule nyo para sa Justice Committee para matapos lahat ito?
Yung po mga initial hearings, no, meron pa tayong 3 natitira after Holy Week. No? So, we will see po kung around the end of April, kung bitin pa ho yung mga pagdinig, we will set further hearings through May. No? So, hopefully by May, lahat po ng mga relevant evidence, documents, and witnesses had already been interpolated on by the members of the committee.
Sir,
Kung
balikan ko lang
sakasakali, kung magsasabi na kayo ng bank records, ididiretso nyo ba sa bangko or it has to go through the AMLA? AMLC, I mean.
We can undertake po both, no? So we can issue it to the banks, and we also can issue it to the AMLAC. No, particularly
To the
po yung mga
country.
inflows, outflows, kung merong mga covered and suspicious transaction reports, these things can be asked from the AMLAC, and yung po mga particular bank accounts can be asked from the banks themselves.
Sir, balikan ko lang, sabi nyo kanina meron aking computation.
Ano dapat yung,
kung ano dapat yung
revenue?
kinita ng mga kumpanya ng mag-asawang Duterte para umabot sila sa ganyang SALN. Can you run us through your computations again and give more detail?
Yung po 200 to 400 million, ito po yung supposedly other lawful income. No? Kasi ito po yung revenue supposedly ng law practice at ng mga kumpanya over the course of 17 years. No?
That's
So,
per year
syempre-
or ano? What do you mean, sir, by 2 to 4 million? 2 to 400 million?
200 to
Yes, sir.
400 million
Per
over
year.
the course
Over the course of? Okay.
17 years.
Okay. Total.
Para,
Aggregate.
para magluwal po yan ng clean net profit of 50 million over the course of 17 years. Kasi
Okay.
yan po yung sinasabi natin na wealth gap, net worth gap between yung pong cumulative salary, computed cumulative salary ng pangalawang Pangulo bilang Vice Mayor, Mayor at Vice President over the course of 17 years. No? So, yun ho yung kailangan kasing ipakita eh. Saan galing yung pong diferensya ng 88 million at nung pong cumulative salary na 30 to 40 million. So, ang pwede magluwal ng 50 million in clean net profit ay 200 to 400 million in revenue from the different businesses.